The city never sleeps, and neither do the dreamers who build its pulse. From every corner of the globe they come. Visionaries, creators, leaders, each carrying a spark ready to ignite the world. This is not an event, it's a revolution of rhythm and reason. A symphony of minds, a movement of momentum. Sifu Rafael, Lancelot, Jose Escobar. Together they set the stage for brilliance. This is the NYC Experience mastermind. Light up the city. They coming from the east, coming from the west. Knowledge on deck, put the truth to the test. Leaders in motion, hearts in sync, dropping wisdom so deep it'll make you think. They bring stories, sweat and flame, different faces, one shared name. Elevation, that's the sound. NYC Experience mastermind, where purpose is found.
Good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend?
Good morning, sir. How you doing, Sifu?
Oh my God, I got to tell you, exceptional and getting better every day. And guess what? Today, I'm even that much better because we have, are you ready? Monique joining us, and
Yes,
we have Peter
Peter's in the
number
house.
two.
Yes. And Pete,
Good
what's
morning,
going on,
good
sir?
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
Monique.
morning. Good morning.
What's going on, Pete? How you doing, sir?
I am doing super well, my friends. How are you guys doing?
Excellent, excellent, man. It's beautiful to be able to press the reset button again today.
Oh,
Blessed
yeah.
to get up and be a little bit better than we were the day before. So I'm excited.
Yeah,
Excited.
I got to tell you, I'm watching Pete, and he's just advancing into the future as he's driving through on a highway.
That's it. One road at a time.
That's right.
So Jose just texted. He said he's stuck in traffic, and he won't be able to make it.
Okay.
But we will miss you, Jose. So you'll have to
You're
watch.
here in spirit, Jose. We got you. You're here in spirit.
That's
That's
right.
it.
And we're going to actually hug him in person in a few days.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
New York
So-
City mastermind.
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited, brothers. I
Yes.
am just getting more and more excited. You know, you feel this magnetic pull of this fantasticness that's about to happen. I'm just
know-
like, woohoo, can't wait.
And then that, what makes it even more spectacular is that we got a gentleman, Pete, coming in to capture everything, which is going to be, he's the man. So to be able to capture an event like this so that
Yes.
we can look back on it, years to come. It's very exciting. Very
Pete,
exciting.
Pete and Mike are very, very professional. Pete, tell us a little bit about what you guys do and what you're going to be doing for us at the New York City Experience Mastermind.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. We're going to be capturing the whole day for you guys, each and every speaker. We're going to be getting some testimonials, just seeing all the fun, the camaraderie, the networking, what the whole New York experience is about. And it's just about being together, growing together, and moving forward together. And that's what we're going to be doing behind camera.
Nice, nice. So we have videography and photography. What? I love it.
Yay.
That's it.
Yes. I can't wait to break bread with my sister. I get a chance to see Monique again and in a wonderful social setting. Get a chance to introduce you and meet. I'm just excited. I'm very excited. And it's at Sifu's incredible studio, which is huge.
Really? I've never been there. I'm so
Oh,
excited.
Yeah, it's a sight to be seen just in terms of it looks one way on the outside. Then you walk in and it's this massive space.
Wow.
Beautiful, beautiful space, yes. With
Thank
parking.
you.
With parking, which in New York
With
is
parking.
very important.
That's right. Good morning, Angelina.
Angeline,
Angeline, I'm
she's
sorry.
excited. She's excited to be here
Yes,
with us.
can't
Yeah,
wait
we're
to meet
excited
you
to
in
have
person.
you. I got to
Yes,
tell you, it's going to be so many. It's going to be a hug fest as well.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So we one of the things that we talked about before we came on live, we talked about how I'm creating things for people, and for every speaker, I'm going to create a
Intros.
coming out song. So Monique did like hers. Take a listen.
Monique, feel the magnet pull you higher. She's the voice that sparks your fire. NYC, rise and rejoice. Welcome, the magnetic voice, Monique McDonald.
Boom.
Monique, feel the
Wow, I
magnet
love
pull.
it. I love
There
it.
you go. That's it.
Amazing, amazing.
You know,
Oh, it's so good.
these are the small things, but such important things that separate the mastermind, the New York City mastermind, from
That's
others.
right.
Not
Yeah.
to, we're not putting down any others, but we try to step it up each and
We
every
do.
time. And I just hats off to you, Sifu. Each one of us gets an intro. I'm excited. I'm excited, man.
I will share
Monique,
you. I'm going to do yours a little later, Lancelot. I'll share
all
it with
right.
you. You let me
Uh,
know.
yes, I'm looking forward to it, man. This
So
sounds like
Lancelot, every time I create all this music and create, put all these things together and I send them to you, the last one I send you 6 different songs. You go, I don't know which one to pick.
yeah. Yeah. It's just awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
I was thinking about you, Sifu, the other day, and I was thinking about what kind of man you are, that
Uh-oh.
you have this creativity that just flows through you so easily and so
Mm,
effortlessly. You are a leader of young minds.
mm,
You're preparing them for life and how to take care of their body, mind, and spirit. And I'm so grateful to be here with you in this project. And we're lifers, right? That's what we talked about. There's some people that you meet for the
mm.
first time, and it feels like you've met them
No,
before, and you just
absolutely.
know you're going to be with them for the rest of your lives.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
feel that way about everyone that I have met so far at the New York Experience Mastermind. So I just can't even imagine who else is coming, right? What?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Flying,
Well,
Angelina is flying from Florida. Yes,
Yes, Angeline, I can't wait to hug you, my friend.
yes,
yeah.
absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
Monique, where do I send the check for that compliment?
No, it's just to be surrounded by creative people, to be in a room full of people who are in the process of up-leveling their own lives as well as bringing value and increase to each other. There, you can't pay for that.
Mm-mm.
You
Yeah,
can't pay for that. That is something that is one of those magical gifts that life gives you. And
you
Yeah.
it's
know,
free because you show up and you are yourself in all of your glory.
The key is to show up, right?
you got, yeah. And I want to just expound on, and it's showing up, but understanding what you're showing up to. And like you
Mm,
said, being around like-minded people, especially creators. As an artist myself, who lives for the art, to be around others who live for the art and are spewing out art on a regular basis is just fascinating, but also exhilarating. Keeps
mm.
Yes.
you young. It keeps
Yes.
you waking up in the morning, excited to get up in the morning. You know how many times I get up at 3:30 in the morning and I gotta text from Sifu, who's up as well. You know what I mean? We communicate regularly at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. But when you find other people who think and do like you, it's a phenomenal experience. And I try to share this with others, but you don't understand it truly until you're in it. If you could just get there and be a part of it, you would see what I'm talking about. But not but. So we want to encourage even those that are not signed up last minute, get there. I'm guaranteeing you it will change your life. And we got my man Pete here that's going to capture everything, which
Yeah,
will help us to show exactly what we're talking about, to capture in real time, in video, what it is that we're speaking about. It's a phenomenal experience, and it's
it's
changed
very
my life. You know what I mean? And I'm hoping that it will help to change others as well, because that's what we're all about.
absolutely.
Leaders are helping others lead.
And guess who else is joining us? Good morning, Michael. Michael is
Mike,
also, he's part of the
the
team,
house.
right? So,
Good morning, Mike.
so Pete or Peter, what would you prefer?
Whatever flows your boat, Sifu, and I think Pete is what flows because that's the first one that came out.
There you go. And I like to
So
flow my boat.
I
So, tell us where you're driving to, because this just goes to show the professionalism that you have. And you said, yes, I'm going to be on the show, but guess what? I'm going somewhere. Where are you going?
So this is the process of being a videographer. So this is why I got to multitask. I am headed to Pelham, New York. We're filming, doing some content for an installation company this morning.
Mm,
Nice.
nice. You said installation company.
Yeah,
Interesting.
they're very specific. They only focus on insulation, and it's all sorts of ways to, hey, I guess, keep you warmer in the cold months and keep you cooler in the cold months. I'm just there to film the content.
Nice.
But here's the thing, I got to tell you that particular company is very smart, because a
Thank you,
lot of
Mike.
people would not video what they do professionally. They would just do it maybe with their phone, or but maybe even take a really bad picture and post that up. But this company, you can tell they're forward thinkers, because in order to capture someone, you got to capture them through the imagination, right? What's to happen? What would happen if they hired them to come to their home and insulate their home or their business or whatever? So this is why Pete and Peter and Mike and Michael are coming. So now I got four people.
All four
coming.
of you.
They're all coming to come and capture, so that everybody who is not going to be able to make it will see what we actually have known and have seen all this time. We've captured really well before, but this time we said, Pete, Michael, we'd love for you guys to come and show us even how much better we can do this. And we're excited that you're not only going to be at this one, but you're also going to be in Tampa with us. You're also going to be in Ireland with us. And
Yes.
we're just beyond excited. I got to tell
Excited.
you.
Absolutely.
We're taking paparazzi on the road, people.
That's right.
That's right.
That's
Strap
right.
up and
And
get
Monique
ready.
is going to be at all of them. So look at that.
Yes. Very excited. Very excited.
So what's the process, if you can, right? Because, our doors are going to open at 1:30 on Saturday, right? We're going to go from 2 o'clock all the way to 11 or 12 o'clock at night. And just for a minute or two, right? But I said to Peter, I said, when do you want to come? He's going to probably be there between 10:30 and 11. So they're going to make sure they set up. Everything is right. The lighting is right. Everything is phenomenal. And I'm excited for that. Why do you have to come so early?
It takes time to process everything and making sure, is the lighting in the right spot? Are we getting the right angles? Are we going to be able to capture the full scene of everyone in the room together and getting the whole piece together? It's so important. Some people don't understand it. It doesn't take 5, 10, 15 minutes to, oh, let me just throw some lights up and, set up my cameras. No, there's a whole creative process. You have to set up the lights in a certain way where it's going to be able to shine better on the speakers on stage to help them, give them that nice pop. And that's what you see on camera. That's what everyone's going to see who unfortunately missed it. And that's why it's so important to say, this is what the stage is going to be like in each section. This is why we have to use our creative minds and put it together and just take our time and make it nice and beautiful.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
One of the questions that was asked to me is, what the hell are y'all doing from 2 o'clock to 11 o'clock? And I said, all the meetings after the meetings will be in one location this time. That's, you know what I mean? So we're probably going to need more time than 11, because the later it gets, the more the shields and the walls
energy.
break down, and that's right. And you get a chance to really meet and get to know the people that you're with. So 2 to 11 seems long, but it's really not long enough, because as the night gets younger and the day goes on, all of the shields and the walls start to break down, and you get an opportunity to really get to know who the people are with. That's the exciting, the meetings after the meetings.
The meetings after the meetings. I love that. And
Well,
when you all know this, when you are creating experience, there is no time.
That's right.
Time stands still. We are creating, and there is no time. We are bending time. And so when you see it on paper, right? When you see it on paper, it's like, oh my God, not 2 to what?
Yes,
But
yes.
when you are in it, in the experience of it, it goes like that.
Absolutely.
Because you are creating, you're creating moments, you're creating bridges to lifetimes and to
That's right.
people. You are creating
That's right.
opportunities.
Yes, Emilio.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I gotta tell you, it's not just meetings after meetings. We're actually going to be having speakers who are coming in to impact everybody in the room. But what is going to be happening is that their messages are going to be captured so they can reshare them on social with their friends, with their family, through video, through images. And then what winds up happening is that we have 2 exceptional entertainers, both are world renowned. One of them happens to be magical. I'm not even gonna tell you who it is, but you need to be in the room, because we are not just going to be having a meeting. We're going to have entertainment.
That's right.
We're going to have a cocktail party. Did I mention cocktail party?
Yes.
We're going to have we considered doing a food truck, and the more I even thought about it and the more I investigated into it, I love food trucks, but then it's also like kind of fast food kind of deal. So I said, you know what, we're going to slow down a little bit. And so we're having it by a really incredible chef. He's going to be creating some great dishes for us. And we're going to sit down, we're going to have a great meal. And I got to tell you, it's just going to be exceptional. It's going to be out of this world. And the food and the entertainment, the camaraderie that we're going to be building is just going to be next level.
Nice, nice.
I have a question. What does mastermind mean to you? Because it could have just been the New York Experience, but no, it's the New York Experience Mastermind.
Mm-hmm.
So can
We
we talk
switched
a
it.
little bit
We even
about
switched
that?
it. Yeah, we even switched
I
New
noticed
York City
that.
Mastermind Experience,
I
right?
like it.
And the reason we did that is because it's when you have a thought, when you have an idea, it's great. But if you can share your idea with other people and then they can expand on your idea because they have the similar idea, we come together to create something bigger. And if you ever read the book Think and Grow Rich, right? He talks about the mastermind, and it started. Think about the Declaration of Independence. It was created through a mastermind. The reason we live in this free country is because it was created through a mastermind. It took 56 people to sign the Declaration, but it took 2 people to start it, and then they brought more people, and it was 2 people, Samuel Adams and I don't know if it was Jefferson or someone else. And then they said, hey, let's include these others. So they went to 13 states, and then all these people got involved, and they did something is based on decision, because they understood if they signed that paper that they were actually, it was a really incredible decision, because by signing that piece of paper they were declaring that they would be okay if they got killed in the process. It was so important that that's one of the things that they did. So when you think of a mastermind, it's coming together to create something bigger than you could do by yourself, where you have other people collaborating. So we put all of our brains together. Imagine right now that there's little wires coming to all of us, from all of us, and we're all thinking the same. So we become a supercomputer, a super
Right.
duper 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 computer. That's how I see the mastermind.
So and just to add to that, so we're having not just speakers, but we'll be sitting down, and the master Bibles collectively will be breaking into pods and groups and having discussions and things. So that's a part of that we didn't even discuss about, but that we'll be doing also. We'll be having different, we'll have breakout groups, and we'll be dealing with certain scenarios and masterminding and coming together collectively to talk about it and solve
Mm.
it. So that's one of the other things that we'll be doing within those how many hours from 2 to 11. So
But we're also, that's just Saturday. Did I mention Sunday too?
Before we go to Sunday, the reason why I asked you that question is because mastermind is a word. I don't know about y'all, but in my world of entrepreneurs, it's a word that's thrown around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And people really don't know what it actually means and why the term was coined. And
Right.
it, you know how in the Bible it says, whenever 2 or more are gathered in my name, right? So a mastermind is this whole idea of gathering together to create a mastermind so that everyone involved can bring the entire mind of the universe into the room so that we can create something that is brand new and tap into something that is ancient.
Yes.
And when we come together in this way, and Peter and Michael are going to be capturing it, anything is possible. We have access to the mind of the universe. And
Mm.
this is something that people they don't really get it. But you got to be in the room to play, my friends.
You do have to be in the room. So,
There is a feeling that happens, and we're creating it right now. we're not in the actual room, but we're creating a container right now, talking about it, bringing it to life right here, right
Right.
now, as we're speaking about it,
Mhm.
creating the energy around it. And that momentum builds and builds and builds. It's
Yeah.
so exciting.
Well, think about if we want to get religious for a second. Jesus Christ had a mastermind. He had 12 disciples, and it was creating something so that he can get them to go out into the world and spread the word, right? And when we can come together, I'm not saying we're doing this as a religious cult or anything of that nature. All I'm saying is that when we come together, and if you have an issue that you're dealing with, sometimes it's you don't have the foresight to see what can come of it, or how to go
How to
about it, or how
handle
to
it.
handle it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you get together with a bunch of people and they go, hey, I have an idea. How do you do this? And how do you do that? And how do you do this? And then all of a sudden people come together to help you understand where it is that you're moving into or moving out of. Sometimes a mastermind can say, hey, you know what? That's a bad idea. And that's a mastermind that cares, right? It's a, you know what? We love your passion, but that's a bad idea. You're going to lose money, or you're going to lose this, or it's not going to work out. But why don't you try this instead? And it's a collective mind that will help you elevate. And just like Emilio said, right? I was talking to about Napoleon Hill with Think and Grow Rich, right?
Yes.
Uh, it's
That's
the
it,
right
Amelia.
mastermind that you can achieve more in 12 months, maybe even more in 3 months than you could in a lifetime trying to go at it alone. And the
Yeah.
reason that masterminds work is because you need to have the right people in the room with you. And we do that because listen, if anybody wants to buy a ticket, they don't just go to Ticketmaster and buy a ticket to our event, right? They actually have to go through me. Yes, they have to go through me. So if somebody just wants to buy a ticket and they just want to come and just like hang out and, party, yeah, that's cool. But if that's all you want to do, we may not be allowing you in, right? Because we need to know that when you come to our mastermind, that you want to get something out of it and that you're also going to be contributing. Because for me, we've all met givers and takers. And most of the people we meet in life are takers. They want to
Takers.
take. But when you meet a giver, oh my gosh, you want to bring them into the room. And guess what? Everybody who's coming is a giver. We have a gentleman that texted me last night. He texted me, Patrick Sharkey is,
Patrick.
he texted me and he said, sign me up. I'm in. And he's the one that we met in New Jersey, you and I, Lancelot. If you
Mhm.
remember,
Yeah, I remember.
we were sitting at the meeting after the meeting after the meeting.
Yeah. At the bar. Yeah. At the bar. Yeah.
And so he reached out and he goes, I'm coming. And so last night he texted me his information. He goes, I'm in. So we're going to
Nice.
make that happen a
Woo!
little later today. So, but this is what it is. And then there's people who they tried very hard to be here, but life happened and they couldn't be here. And we know that those things happen. Life does happen. But this is not why we're only doing one mastermind, right? This is why we're going to have so many of them. So if you can't come to this one, we forgive you.
Yay!
But
Oh my goodness.
come to the
Okay,
next
so
one. Come to the
I
next one.
love this. I love this so much. But Sifu, I interrupted you. Please tell us about Sunday. What's going to happen Sunday?
Well, and I want to just read out what Emilio said, because
That's
Emilio
right.
runs great masterminds himself, right?
Absolutely.
Uh,
That's the first
the
one I did.
mastermind does have to be
Was
protected. And he said even great point, because one person with a bad intention can destroy the
sure.
group. And guess what? As a martial artist, I may have to escort them out if that happens. We will not allow negative energy into the room. And if we even find it, I would be the first one to give them their money back and say, thank you, have a great day. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Because you know what happens when you have a bad apple?
Spreads the other apples. That's
Yeah.
right.
Thank you,
Right.
Angeline. Yes. So Sunday, what? We start earlier. We start at 9:30. The doors open at 9:30. We start at 10 o'clock. And I got to tell you, we're going to have speakers. We're going to have events. We're also going to have a panel of some select people that we've chosen. And then we're going to have a conversation. We're going to ask them questions. And we all get to understand their brilliance, because everybody who's a speaker is just brilliant. Everybody who's going to be on the panel is brilliant. If you know, if you've been to any of our masterminds, anybody who has spoken at our masterminds, everybody was wowed by them. Everyone. And this is exactly what we're always looking to do. And if somebody wants to say, hey, you know what, we are always looking for speakers, because we want to bring variety, right? So if anybody says, I'm a speaker, I want to come to, yeah, absolutely, raise your hand and then reach out to me, right? Because your message has to be impactful. It can't be like, hey, buy my product. Here's my product, and here's my product, and here's my other product, and just buy those. And I'm a speaker. No, that's not. You're a salesperson, and that's good. You should be a salesperson, because you always gotta sell your goods,
So
right?
you.
But people want to buy from someone they like, know, and know that it's going to benefit that person, right? So all of our speakers, yes, they have products, but guess what? They're not there to sell you. They're there to win you with their hearts. And once you win them with their hearts, why wouldn't you want to sell? Right? Why wouldn't you want to do business with? So you only do business with people, and I'm going to tell this to everybody. You should only do business with people that you like and trust. Because trust, oof,
It's everything.
that's number one.
That's right. Amen. Yeah.
And then guess what we're going to do after we have all this fun on Sunday? So we open the doors at 9:30. We go all the way till about 3. And then we are going to head over to New York City. We're going to go to Rockefeller Center. We're going to take a look at all the good lighting that's going on. The tree will be up by then.
Beautiful.
And anybody wants to ice skate, they can ice skate. When I was a kid, I used to roller skate to the ice skating rink. I'm just saying. But I don't know if I'll be ice skating. But here's the thing, right? And then we're going to do a meeting after the meeting after the meeting, because we have some rooftops. So Monique and I, we checked some places out, right? And there was so much fun, and we had a great time. So there's still room if anybody wants to come.
And,
Oh, yeah.
and I think we should just talk and discuss this about, networking as opposed to connecting, and
Oh,
the difference between the
Really
two.
important.
Yeah. For those that might be coming for the first time, it's important for you to understand the difference between networking and connecting. Networking, it's like passing out your card. This is what I do, as opposed to connecting is when this is who I am, and asking questions like, what do what have you been doing? Where are you from? It's about connecting with the person spiritually as well as mentally, as opposed to going out and trying to network and talk about what it is I do. People won't remember what you do, but they'll remember how you make them feel. So that's
that's
very
right.
important to come into a situation wanting to know, asking questions about the other person. That 80-20 rule. 80% let them talk about themselves, 20% maybe you talk about you because you're honestly interested in what the other person is about. And that's very important to come in with a clean slate and embrace the love and the energy and learn about the other person. And then
Mm-hmm.
the other thing is don't spend all night with that same person. You know what I mean? Take a selfie, get the information, and then move on to the next one because we got all kind of interesting people that are going to be there. And you don't want to do that thing where you spend too much time with one person and you don't meet another person that's very interesting. Active listening, absolutely, Angeline. Active listening, listening with the intent to understand, listening with the intent to connect. Very important. Very important.
You're so right on that, but we also make sure that you're doing that because we don't get me wrong. We've had in some of the other events, we had people that came in with their family and they just or their spouse and they just sat with them, and I was like, "Oh, excuse me, I'm going to take your husband," or "Excuse me, I'm going to take your wife." I need to go
Right.
introduce them to someone, and all of a sudden they're like, okay," because we are curating this and we're curating it for connections. So we don't want you and if you feel a little bit uncomfortable about, I'm a little bit introvert and there's nothing wrong with being introvert, but every so often you got to let the world know how brilliant you are. And therefore, you need to make that connection. You need to speak to somebody. You need to take a selfie. But here's the thing, and I love what Lancelot said. Don't spend all night with that person, right? Even if you just met them and you're like nervous to meet other people. The reason is because the connection starts then. The connection does not end that day. You start the connection, maybe 5-10 minutes with a person, and then you say, hey, let's have a virtual coffee, let's have an actual in-person coffee, let's have a meetup, let's do something. But then you continue to meet with that person, so you build a relationship. Can you imagine if you just met your current wife or husband and you met them once and then then you saw them again, you got married, and then that's it? That doesn't work. That's not a relationship, right? I met Monique once, and then I met her again, and then I met her again, and then I met her online, and then I cannot wait to see her this coming
Yes.
weekend,
Yes.
right? And one of the things that one of my mentors said is, don't. Everybody says, "I'll, have a good weekend," and he said, Why are you getting weak? He goes, have a strong end. I'm like, ooh, I like that a lot. That's better, right? Have a strong end. Don't have a weak end. So we're not going to have a weak end. We're going to have a strong end. And he's back. He's back. Oh,
Peter. Oop,
and then he's out.
And he's
and then
out.
he's out.
He's out.
That's
Yeah.
called a cameo, by the way.
But just to keep it going, Sifu, I think it's important for people to understand the connection. Learning how to connect is an art. It's
Mm.
truly an art on doing it properly. And I've learned through watching and listening and being a part of Emilio's event and being a part of the co-curating this event, that is truly an art form. And when you do it properly, that you can establish long-lasting relationships because you're able to connect that day, but then you do a virtual coffee and you do the work because it's work. It has to be work in order to continue a relationship. You have to reach out, you have to speak, you have to, get the virtual coffees. But in the same time, when you do stuff like that, you establish true relationships that can help build future.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Uh-oh.
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 You
My
said it's work.
brothers
You
disagreeing.
said it's,
What?
let's go. Let's go. You said
Uh,
it's work, right? It's work if the other person is not giving. You're right.
Ah,
It is work,
that's
right? But when you have someone who gives and receives and knows and understands, then it's no longer work. You and I, Lancelot, I don't think we work at our relationship. And I love you so much, man. You and I have truly been building something together. And every time we're together, we get each other.
It's effortless. Okay,
And
I can
so
agree with
I'm
that.
not working when I'm hanging out with you, or build,
Right.
continue to build that relationship. Same thing. I feel the same way with Monique. I feel the same way with Jose.
Excuse
Feel the
me.
same way with some people. And don't get me wrong, you are right. Some people, it does take work. It takes, it takes that chisel to break down that exterior that they've been protecting themselves with, right?
Mm,
And guess everybody, listen, everybody should have some sort of an exterior, because there are people out there who want to come in and just hurt you, right?
right, right.
And you got to be cautious, right? But it doesn't mean that you can't be open, right? You got to be open, but you're still cautious, because listen, even people who love each other eventually get divorced, but they forget that they loved each other for a reason, right? And that's the problem. One person lost trust, or they did something, or they just stopped communicating.
Mm,
This is why Monique and I, the magical voice, we're going to be doing something together. It's coming up. You guys got to listen up. Monique and I are teaming up. And the only reason that happened is because we connected.
mhm.
We connected.
And we went to the party after the party, the meeting after the meeting.
That's right.
Oh,
Famous,
yeah. And we took
famous
some
meeting.
great pictures, didn't we, Monique?
We did. And I'm a little camera shy, Peter. So um, I
Are
I
you?
just I totally am. I totally am. And it's such a funny thing, right? Because I've been photographed for all of my career. But I am a little camera shy. So Sifu was
Wow.
very patient with me.
But we took those are some great pics that we
We
took.
did. We took some great pics, and I'm
Wow.
yeah, it's such a funny thing. No matter how often you put yourself out there. I always
Mm,
talk to my clients about this. No matter how often you put yourself out there, you're always facing the part of you that is trying to keep you safe and
right.
wants you to stay home and not be visible. Every time. And it's not something, you think that when you've been on stage a gazillion times, it's not going to be there anymore. And my friends, I am here to tell you that it's there every time. And what I believe is that it's there
For a
to
reason.
say, remember who you are.
Mm,
You get to do something that most people don't. Every time you show up in a way that you never did before, every time you step out of your comfort zone and go someplace where you don't know anybody, every time you put yourself on a stage and speak, you're stepping out of who you were into who you're becoming.
mm,
And so there's always going to be a little bit of, ooh, am I safe to be seen? Am I good enough? Will they like me? And that's all part of the process because it's stepping through that brings you to the best self that's
That's
always
right.
on the other side waiting for you.
all
Mhm.
right. Love that.
Wow.
Love that. And
I
here's
love,
somebody who's
right?
camera shy, right?
I, okay, I can get with that because I was like camera shy. You really, as an artist, but I understand. It's not, it's the whole thing. Is I'm not who I was. I am who I am meant to become. So
Mhm.
you're constantly building, and every time you get on another stage, you're building to become somebody else. And you have that nervousness because you're about to be a new party, who you're an extension of who you were.
That's right.
So yeah, okay, I could get with that. I could get with that. So, because as an artist, what I mean, I live for the stage. I was an athlete the first half of my life. And once I discovered that I was an artist, I was an actor, a tap dancer, producer, it just opened up a new world for me. And it's just like I love being on stage. I love speaking to people, but I get the whole thing. You one thing, and then you are about to be something else, and there's a little bit of a nervousness in
Mhm.
expanding who you are. So kudos, you explained that and explained that, which made a lot of sense. Which made a lot
Yeah.
of
Thank
sense.
you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
And don't get me wrong, I love the stage. Like, right? So that's there too, right? But
mhm,
it's and I am a stage creature, as we used to call it, right?
yeah,
I am, that's where I'm born to be. But something about a camera, and that's why I took acting class and I took film class, because I had that. And I
uh-huh,
had to start, I still have to get through it, right?
Mm.
So it's going into something that is unknown or frightening, or something that isn't where you're comfortable, getting
yes,
outside of your comfort zone. If you feel a little fear, like if you're thinking about, if you're on the fence about coming to the New York Mastermind Experience, and you're feeling like, oh, I just don't know, let that be an indicator
Mhm.
that that's where you need to be.
You
mhm,
do.
Because
yes,
once you step through that, the world is waiting for you on the other side of it.
that's right.
Mhm.
Step through your fear, walk through it. Momentum. That's it. That's it. And then you find out the fear is just false evidence that appears real. There's nothing to be fearful about in the first place. But you have to move. You have to move. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you should move every day. I'm just saying.
Mhm. Right.
You know
That's
why
right.
I say that? Because when I woke up this morning, my first thought was, "Thank you, God, the
Mm.
gifts you've given me, for another chance, for my lungs, for my hands, for my breath, for every little instance of me, because you created me for more. You created me to help, to do something." So yeah, we have to move every day because it is a gift that we've given.
Yes, Angeline.
And sometimes some people forget that and they think Netflix is it's a good part of life. And it is. It is for a minute, right? But not all day long. So you need to move because guess what? Who's a celebrity out there that's like anywhere they go, they have to kind of like be protected constantly, right? Michael Jackson was one of them. You have so many celebrities now who can't walk anywhere without being bombarded with people attacking them because they just want to just touch them, just be in their presence. But a lot of people don't understand what they had to go through to be the person that they see. They went through a lot of practice. They went through a lot of coming out, if you will, getting on that stage, having the fear. All of these things is the things they've overcome. So when you have fear, look at it and go, "Psh, what do you got? You stopping my brilliance? I don't think so." Right? So for any celebrity you've ever met or seen on screen or heard, or you listen to the radio and you're like, "Oh, I want what they have." Do you?
Do
Are
you
you
really?
willing to do what
You
they've done?
communicate. That's right.
Both Monique and Lancelot, they didn't just one day say, "Yep, here I am." No, they did all the hard work.
Still.
Monique was telling me how her mom was her voice coach.
Mhm.
That's right.
What a beautiful thing to have someone so amazing be your coach. It's
I
incredible.
mean, yes, and she was
But it was
harder on
tough.
me
It was
than
tough,
any
of
other
course.
student, right? So
Right. Tough.
yes, and there were that, because of that relationship, we worked very hard to be able let me put it, she was just amazing, but I had a whole bunch of stuff that I had to get over in order to walk into that room and be Monique the professional and not Monique the petulant daughter, right?
Right.
So, but again, on the other side of that is that my mother and I had a relationship that most mothers and daughters couldn't even dream of.
Mm.
We were so close and had worked so hard on our relationship that it transcended mother daughter into something even more beautiful, if that's possible.
Mm.
It
So I
is
was very
you.
grateful, and I am very blessed to have had her in my life.
Wow.
That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. You know, it's very interesting. In my martial arts school, I don't allow parents to leave. They have to sit in the same room with the kids when they're learning. And then I go to the kids, now go work with your parents. Your parents are going to punch you. You got to block. And then guess what? You're going to punch your parents, but don't punch them in the face. So, and what winds up happening is you see the interaction that parents are having with their kids. And it's such a beautiful thing because for most martial arts schools, the parents are on one side of the room. They're behind glass doors. Sometimes they just, I've seen martial arts schools where they have a TV and they can watch their kids in the class, but there's no interaction, right? So for me, I said, no, no, no. This is the moment that you get to share with your child and your child gets to share with you. And the bond is becomes like this. And
It's
so,
magical.
oh
It
my
is
God,
magical.
I'm teaching the parents martial arts. They don't even know it.
Yes, I
They
love
signed up for
that.
their kids. They signed up. All of a sudden, the parents are they're learning how to block. They're learning how to do all this moves, and then even some weapons. Right? I'll say, we do collie stick fighting, and then so I have the kids say, okay, go give these to your parents, and the parents are like, what? I said, you're going to learn how to do it so you can do it with your kids at home. And then I have them do all the stick fighting kind of things. And now I have parents who are buying sticks for themselves because they want to be able to practice with their kids at home. So
That's
what is
beautiful.
that happening? Was going on there? In my mind, I want to see this happening in their relationship. And they thought they were just coming to punch and kick for their kids. And what they're getting is something way more than they ever expected. And this is what we do at the New York City Experience. We're going to give you an experience way more than you ever expected. And if
Well,
you look at some of the videos I've put up, some of the people who've been to our events, you'll see how they felt in the experience and how they were wowed by what we've done. And we want to continue doing that. So this
well,
is why we're having testimonials also, right?
yes. Well, speaking just to expound on the parent thing, which is such a beautiful thing, Monique, and listen to you talk about your mom. I have both my parents that'll be there
Mhm.
to witness me for the first time speaking
Oh my
on the
God, Glenn.
stage. Yes, and my parents and I are very close, and they've seen me go through transitions from professional athlete to artist to actor, and now to speaker. And you talk about bond and closeness. I'm so excited for them to be able to see this and be a part of this, and I'm able to be able to share this with them at this time of my life. So as you're talking about your mom, I'm thinking about my dad, who was on me as a youngster, teaching me about, you're going to have to be twice as good as everybody else if you're ever going to play. And what that means, don't get upset at that. That means you have to put the work in, son. And I've always taken that with me. So I've always been that person that was going to put that extra work in to be the best I could be, because I always knew that if I didn't do it, I was going to ride the bench. You know what I mean? And that has pretty much shaped who I am as an individual. So my dad and mom are going to be there. They're going to be in the audience, and they're going to experience the whole thing, the whole mastermind experience, which is very exciting. But I thought about that when Monique talked about her mom and the great friendship.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lance, what a precious moment.
Oh
yes,
yeah.
yes,
Oh, I'm so happy for you and your beautiful parents that they're going to
Mm.
get to see you, that
yes.
side of you.
Mhm.
And, to bring this all back to where we started, this whole idea of true connection
Yes,
is really what we're talking about.
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
True connection.
Mhm,
And that doesn't come every day, but it could.
mhm.
And I think that's what we're all about, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got to
Um,
tell
Yeah,
you, we sometimes don't realize how small the world is, and I'm going to prove it to you right now. Lancelot and I have been connected for many, many
oh,
years before we met. Lancelot, you wanna be laughing.
yeah,
You want to talk about Pegasus for a second?
yeah. So we were going to an event, C4 and I in Jersey. So we're driving. So we start talking about, clubs, and he was a bouncer at a movie theater, and he said he used to go to a club. One of the bouncers that used to
I was a
come to
bouncer too. And I did work at. I was a bouncer in nightclubs also.
right, right. And he happened to say, "Well, I used to go to this club named Pegasus." I said, "Pegasus?" So my dad was part owner of Pegasus back in the day. Yeah, so he was in the club at the club that my father owned. And I'm like, really? I mean, okay, this is a
wow.
small world. So I can't wait to tell my dad when he sees,
Oh.
yeah, that he used to go to Peg. Now, first of all, he was too young to be there, but he was there anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. So that's interesting. It just goes to show you how small the world is.
That's
Many years
amazing.
later, that
I
I
was
that
16.
love
I was
that story.
16. I was
yeah,
16. And the only reason I was allowed into that club is because I
you the
knew
bouncer.
that some of the guys that worked at that club. And when
Uh,
they were coming to the movie theater, I was like, I know you guys. Come on in. Come on in. So I didn't charge them, right? And I used to work at the Baronet Coronet on 62nd Street and 2nd Avenue, I believe.
yeah.
And then later on, I went to the Ziegfeld movie theater, and that's
Ooh.
where I used to see Diana Ross all the time, and she used to come in. She's the one person I never wanted autographs from anyone. She's the only person that I ever asked for an autograph, and she turned me down. She said because I used to see her twice a week. What an incredible woman! I used to see her twice a week, and I used to talk to her, right? And one day I just said, you know what? I think I want her autograph. I never thought of it. And I said, I think I want her autograph. And I said, Diana, would it be okay if I have your autograph? She goes, not today, honey. And I was like, what? And
Like,
so then I said, you know what? When she told me no, I was not going to hound her because I didn't want to be that person, right? So she said no once, that was it. And I understand persistence is key, but I said, you know what? I'm giving her privacy because she used to pull up uh, an old, not well. I'm going to say old now because it was back in the day. In a Mercedes Benz wagon, all blacked out.
Wow.
The windows were blacked out. And so she used to come in, she used to buy her ticket and come up the stairs on the escalator, and then I would talk to her and walk her, right? And I was probably 16 at the time, and she was such a sweetheart, and she used to just want to get away and go just
just be by
watch a
herself.
movie,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but she used to come in the middle of the day sometimes, and it was kind of cool, you know. But yes, so I got to meet so many. I used to do so many red carpet experiences, Eddie Murphy, all these different people, because I became at 16, maybe it was 17, I became the head of all the ushers. I had people who were 40 working under me, right?
That
And it was
doesn't
because of
surprise
my
us, right, Lance?
well, it
Not at
was my
all.
work ethic. It was my work ethic. I would show up way early, stay later, and do the whole
Uh,
thing. And whatever they needed, I would do. And I was always, I had to be in a tuxedo at that age. And it was when we had red carpet experiences at the Ziegfeld, I was the one. If anybody had ever been to the Ziegfeld, there was a door that nobody knew what it was. We went up the stairs and it was a whole private studio apartment. It was a huge cocktails, everything. So I used to take all the celebrities up there and I used to hang out with them, right? So I used to really be able to rub elbows with the right people, from all kinds of celebrities, from sports celebrities to soap operas. Remember those soap operas? And so it was really interesting. And it was a time where you got to see these people out of their being attacked by the mob that was just outside. And they actually were like, oh, I can just have a cocktail, or I can get some popcorn, or I can get something and relax and not be mauled by all these people that were trying to attack them. I mean, John Travolta, I had to walk him to the stage. So all these different people, and I'm not just saying this to say, wow, look at Sifu, he's so great. No, I was just in the right place and I did the right thing. So what I'm suggesting to everybody is come and be in the right place with us. Because right here, there's two celebrities, right? And yes, I will be their bodyguard. So don't try to body slam them, right? Because I will protect both of them, right? So for me, it's about, and it's funny because I was never that guy that was like, oh my God, you're a celebrity. Except for Diana Ross. But I only did it once, right? And so for me, it was, Monique, I'm going to tell you who I got a chance to be with. Pavarotti.
What?
I know.
Oh man.
And he came in and I brought him upstairs and everything. And it was just being in his presence. He was such a nice guy. You know, all these, forget it. It was just incredible. But
that's amazing.
yeah.
Alrighty.
Fun times.
Yeah.
So guess what? It's this Saturday and Sunday. And
Yes.
you're like, how do I get tickets? How do I show up? Oh my God, I want to be there so badly. Guess what? You can. And I'm going to tell you just right here, text NYC to 516-242-8732. Join us. And guess what? When you text that, I'm the one that's going to call you back.
Right. That's right.
So Pete is back. Pete, you got to your destination.
I did. I was listening in and out. I apologize, but
No, not your fault.
yes, I am back.
Well, listen, it's 10. We're at the
102. I know you got a client. You got to get boogie. So listen, everybody, thank you. And guess what? The following Tuesday is going to be after the event, and we're going to come back and we're going to have a recap.
Your glow.
Be here with us.
Yes.
And it's just going to be a blast again. So
Yes.
everybody, God bless you. Have yourself an incredible, incredible rest of your day. And what can I say? Love you guys.
Love you.
Bless all.
Love you.
See you Saturday, Monique and Pete and Sifu. Yes.
Alrighty.
You guys, if you
Great
can
day.
hang on for a minute afterwards, hang on. And then everybody, see you soon.
All right. Later.
We'll see you on the weekend.
See you
All right.
soon.
Sifu Rafael, people. Last holla, hope say it's cobalt. Turn it up, let's go. Turn it up, let's go. Let's go. No time to wait. Bass too loud and the vibe too great. Let's go. Full on fire. Every move hit like a live wire. Let's go. Stepping bold. No fear here, just hard to go. Let's go. Lights on blast. We don't hold back. We move fast. Hit the flow, we don't miss. Whole room lit like a first kiss. No cap, no stress, no chill.